Good Wednesday morning, and today we're going to be talking about Augustine College, located up in Canada. John is going to talk about why it may be a good fit for a student you know.
What would you call an institution that has the capacity to destroy the faith, the mind, and the virginity of your child in less than a year? The answer, of course, is the humanities program in modern North America, and it's not a rare event. Of course, it's not entirely true, but jokes never are entirely true, but the point is very valid. And this is a blatant bit of advertising. I have been involved in Augustine College for, since the 90s, being one of the founder members, and we've been teaching the history of Western thought as a means of understanding who you are and how to defend traditional positions, because they have worked. And it, as a program, has worked, except none of us have any great ability with advertising. So it's not as widely known as it should be. But the young people who take this course, and of course there's huge selection bias going on, because to do anything different from the crowd takes courage. But the reward they're getting is that they are not having that tripartite destruction take place in most cases. Of course, we've had over nearly a 25-year period now. We've seen some students lose their way, but it's in single digits. The vast majority of them are finding a spouse, starting a family, getting a career. We've got 3 professors already, and it takes about 20 years to become a professor. So we're doing well. And I would just like people to go and look at the website, augustinecollege.org, and particularly look around your church. If there's anyone in your social environment who is clearly not enjoying university, in which first year has been a disaster, send them to us for a tune-up. They will love it. And they're very useful to us. From the beginning, we've always had 1 or 2 students who've got a degree taking the course, or at least started a course in university. And they encourage the others by saying, look, you're never going to have an experience like this again, so make the most of it. And don't be intimidated. Just get as much out of it as you can. And that's what's happened. So I want to see it cloned, but we need big money for that, and that's got to be a God thing if it happens. But because we're very cheap to run, we have now, for the first time in our career, our own space, but we have rented church basement space for most of the time. And we're in a church now, but I managed to raise enough money to renovate one room, which they couldn't renovate. It's nice, and that's where we meet now, and it's within 4 blocks of Parliament, 4 blocks of the Capitol if you're in the US. And it needs to be cloned. Even the editor of First Things, Reno, who came up and gave a lecture, unfortunately I was away at the time, but I've met him since, he said, I think you've stumbled on the solution because you're cheap, so the liberals are not going to go after you very much, and it works. So if you've got anybody in your social media range, so to speak, family and the like, who's losing their way, if you can persuade them to come, which will not be easy, raid the piggy bank and send them. We do it for $20,000, the whole thing, apart from travel getting there and back. So it's not vastly expensive. And you can go and read the comments of alumni to see what it's like. I had one call me this week, and for a moment I couldn't get who he was, and then I remembered him. And he said, I just wanted to tell you and say thank you. His dad's a physician. He's been helping his father for a while in setting up birthing centers in California that are pro-life. He's definitely pro-life. And he's done the honours course at Baylor, and now he called me to say I'm starting a PhD in the history of medicine in a good school. I won't name the place so that people don't troll him or anything like that. But that sort of thing happens every now and again, and we're talking about a base of 300 students or something of that sort. But they keep in touch. I've never been back to any institution that allegedly educated me, even though some of them were very good, because I never felt that kind of attachment. Maybe that's my fault, but certainly our alumni feel some attachment. So that's my little blurb. Excuse me my rant, and if I really hurt your feelings, go and get some therapy, stroke a dog or whatever it is that helps.
Well, thank you, Dr. John, and thank you guys for listening. I just want to add this one thing. One of the reasons that I started this podcast was because I wanted to see exposure come to Augustine College. I would love to see it still exist when my kids are of age, and I would love to send them there for that education. So we hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys all next week. And if you know somebody who you think would be a good fit for Augustine College, then be sure to send them John's way.